Hey everybody, and welcome to Bright Founders Talk at Tami. Tami is an international software development company that designs, builds, and delivers software for sustainable businesses and promising startups. You've come to the right place if you are the first-time entrepreneur or business founder. Bright Founders Talk and our guest speakers always have something exciting to tell you. Today we are happy to welcome Ziv Pitshon, who is Director of Product at Winn.ai. Hello, Ziv. How are you?
I'm good, Alexandra. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thank you that you find time to join us today. Ziv, I want to start with some ice-breaking questions to get to know you better and just flow easily our conversation into a productive way. So, as I said, you are the Director of Product. You are an experienced product manager, and I believe that it means that you have A+ in prioritizing tasks. Do you actually have some rules which help you to prioritize your daily tasks? Or maybe not it actually rules, but a secret that you are ready to share with our audience?
Yeah, look, eventually there are no secrets here, just mainly all the experience and the scars and the beating that I had during my life eventually got me to prioritize well my daily tasks. I think that the secret is really to find where is the best ROI that you have, but then it sounds a bit fluff, and then let's break it down to more practical ways. So the way I prioritize my daily tasks, it starts with where do I put my focus. So if I have client issues, they are prioritized on the top because I'm client obsessed. I want my clients to be happy. I want them to be to have a delightful experience. If they have issues, I'm putting them on top of the priority. Then, since I am the director of product, many people are involved, and many people may be needing my opinion in order to continue with their tasks. So anything that I can remove a blockage to someone else, it can be a developer, it can be another manager, it can be one of my product managers or the product designer. If I can remove a blockage for them, I also put it in priority. Then comes things that are low effort, things that I can do really quick and release them, because eventually every time that you release a task and then I mark the tick mark and I'm done with it, it gives me a bit of dopamine to my brain, so I want to take it. And then there are tasks that I am delegating. So for example, things that are flowing into my Slack or my email, or I have initiatives. So I find the time to delegate them to others if this is possible. For example, if there is a new initiative and I want my PM to start rolling it out, so I'm delegating it. If I have a design that needs to be done, I'm delegating it. So I just need to make time for delegation as well. And then there are all of the things that are big and long tasks that usually it's hard. The hardest thing about them is to start working on them, the initiation of them. Yeah. So maybe there is a secret here. I don't know if it's secret, but what I learned that is helping on this is to cut it into small pieces. And like, okay, let's take a bite of this big task. So if I need to prepare a quarterly planning, which is a huge task, it can take few weeks, I want to start with, let's make a slide of the business objectives of the next quarter. Okay, I can do it. It's not going into paralysis now that I cannot do it. Doing a planning is hard. If I break it down, okay, let's do the first slide. What is the business objective that I want to get? I'm done. Then okay, what are the product objectives? What are the teams? What are the prioritization? What are the KPIs that I want to impact? So every time you take a small piece, it's better for you to continue working on them. So basically, this is the way I prioritize.
Great. Actually, it's a great advice to divide into small pieces. I don't know whether you have heard about the book Atomic Habits, where the author told that if you want to build a good habit, you need to divide it into small pieces and it will be easier for you. Yeah, so it's really great advice. And so have you always had such a skill, or is it something you need to learn, gain from your experience?
So definitely no. This is something that I acquired through the years. So if we look, backwards on early jobs, the first jobs, prioritization was not a big issue. But then there started to be jobs that it was a big issue. For example, when I was the product, when I lead a product group in OneBit, or when I was the CEO of OneBit, or in my current job of director of product of an early stage startup, the list of tasks that you have is overwhelming. If you do not start prioritizing them, you will go into priority. You won't do anything. You just be, oh my God, I'm in shock. So there were many failures and many mistakes through the years, but I also had privilege to learn from bigger people. So I can name a few of them that I learned a lot from them. So the first one is Dr. Eli Goldratt. Eli Goldratt is the founder of Theory of Constraints and the author of The Goal, which is a big, it's like a bestseller, one of the most selling books for managers in the world. Jeff Bezos always mentioned the goal as part of the things that he learned a lot. And the Theory of Constraint really talks about how do you put your focus on the things that matter. And I had the privilege to work with Dr. Eli Goldratt and hear how he's saying the things and the way he thinks, which was really beneficial in the university. And also afterwards, I had a professor, Boaz Ronen, who is also a Theory of Constraints guy, and he taught me how to do focused management. So he has a book that's called Focused Management, and really how to take all of the overwhelming things that the manager can do and be focused on the things that matter. And then there are two books that is worth mentioning that really shaped the way that I am delivering and dealing with my hectic day. One of them is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, which I'm sure that most of the audience knows, but it really helps to be focused, to understand what is important, to remove things that are blocking your day. And Getting Things Done by David Allen, which part of the things that I said about doing the small effort task first and delegating things that other can do, many of it comes from his book and his methodology.
Continuing this topic about skills, which are really important for not only a director of products, but all of the managers, what are the vital skills of a successful director of product manager?
For me, I think it starts with one and foremost is the extraordinary interrelation skills. So a director of product and a PM without people skills, without communication skills, without the ability to create interactions in a way that is effective, even to the extent that they can lead people without authority, without that, you cannot be a successful neither director of product or a product manager. So when I'm recruiting, I recruited my current PM, those are the things that I need to see in their eyes when they are talking with me. I need to see that they are able to connect with people to the level that people will follow them without authority. Because this is the main difficulty that we have in our job. We do not have authority on the R&D. We do not have authority on the sales, neither on the marketing. We have authority to make the product work good and bring results. And we have to lead other people without authority. So I think this is in the bottom of the pyramid. If you don't have this, it's just impossible to do it. Then we talked about prioritization. So of course, that in the day-to-day of a product manager and director of product, you have to prioritize and you have to understand that you will not be able to do anything, but you have to choose your battles and what you do in order to make value. And it's hard. It's not that straightforward. And as we said before, it takes time also to know how to prioritize. Then we have a mindset of delivery. So a product manager has, I think, and maybe people will say it's not a good thing to have, a delivery mentality, a delivery mindset. Some of product managers can be in the philosophical way, in the theoretical way. Let's try to solve a problem in the best way. And I'm thinking, okay, guys, we need to deliver. We have clients, they need to see value. So pushing to delivery and pushing the whole system to delivery is really important. Now, next, it's related to prioritization and the fact that we have too many tasks. So there is something that we call, and Professor Boaz Ronen is one of the professors that talked about it. He talked about bad multitasking, and also Eli Goldberg talked about bad multitasking. Now, what is bad multitasking? Is the fact that you are moving from task to task without finishing neither of them. So I think a good PM should be a good multitasker, because we have to do multiple tasks, but a good multitasker is someone that can do a task and then let someone else continue, or let a process continue it while he's doing something else. If you are doing things and you're just moving between them without finishing them, this is bad multitasking, and we have to avoid bad multitasking, because eventually it will damage our delivery.
Do you actually believe that people can gain these skills, or you need to be born with such skills?
I was born with neither of those skills. I can say that. It's everything. Everything is something that you can acquire. Everything. You have to talk. You have to try it. You have to fail with it. You can have mentoring. You can talk with people. You can get advices, but it's not something that you have to be born with. Everything can be learned, and eventually, if you have motivation and you want to get to it, sometimes, and I see it, people are saying, okay, but I already in another profession. Maybe I will move to be a product manager. And then they think, okay, but maybe I don't have the skills. They need to go one level down and maybe start from the bottom. But if they have passion to it, they will succeed.
So let's talk now more about your experience, your previous experience before the Winn.ai. Before actually moving to Winn.ai, you were CEO at OneBit. What made you become the director of product in a startup, and was it actually challenging to make this move?
You know, when I was CEO, and then I was thinking about my next steps, people were thinking, but you were a CEO. How can you go to be something lower than that? And you were already on the top. Why do you want to go down? And I think eventually it's related to the fact that when you wake up in the morning, go to work, you want to end the day, you feel that you're satisfied and feel that you had a good day. Titles and the salary and prestige are things that are important, but eventually, do they make you happy? So I can say that as CEO, the day-to-day activity are on a very high level. I mean, you barely feel the field and barely feel the people, and I missed it. I really love being on the field. I really love being on the solving the problems and designing the solutions. And the magic of creation, to create product, to understand the problem, to analyze the problem of people, and designing solutions to make their life easier. I was barely in it as a CEO, because I was in budgeting, I was in strategy, I was in investors and in contracts and legal. So all of this was something that I really missed. And lastly, I felt that I want to start something. I want to be part of starting from the ground up. So OneBit was a software company that was within a consulting group. And I wanted to do something different. I wanted to be an early day startup that built a product from zero. Because I felt that, like, all the experience that I have, it's time that I can do it. And it's the challenges are critical. You start something, you don't know how it would look like. You don't know if you're solving the correct problem. You're in the dark. The unknowns are completely huge, which is on one side it's frightening, on the other side it's very challenging and satisfying when you're on the correct direction. So if today we had a meeting with the potential guy and says, "Oh my God, this is amazing! You have such an amazing product," and I say, and for my heart is just like, "Oh, so great to hear it."
It's interesting. I heard a lot of during our podcast thought that being a CEO is to make sacrifice, some kind of sacrifice. You need to forget about the tasks, job, what you like to do. For example, I don't know, product designing and everything else, and you need to be more concentrated on some kind of operation work, to talk with investors, these budgeting things. So I can understand you. So now let's concentrate on Winn.ai, where you are the director of product. How did it all start 1 year ago, and what is actually the mission of the company?
Cool. Yeah, so it's a cool story. So before my recruitment, I was the first product manager, the only product manager, and the only one that is doing anything related to product in the first 10 months. Before my recruitment, the founder evaluated the market. My CEO Eldad, he is coming from the sales world, so he was doing ideation on the sales world, and they found an interesting thing. Salespeople have many supportive tools, only not in the most risky time of the deal, the sales meeting. So it's kind of an absurd. I mean, they have some things that help them, document their notes. They have tables that do collaboration. They have task management. They have things that bring information about the client. They have things for prospecting, but they don't have anything that helps them within the sales meeting. So this was when I saw it, when Eldad and Bar presented to me this challenge, I said, wow, there's a huge opportunity here. So we started to creating a quick product. So in order to understand, like, if there is a validation, is there a problem to solve here? Because one of the things that they didn't do is like, okay, now let's do a validation. Let's really understand that we are solving a pain. How big is it? Is it going to help people? And not only that, when you are with the sales people on the sales meeting, there are many things that you can help them. So where is the correct focus for us? We do not have a lot of resources. We have limited amount of cash. How do we put focus on the things that really matters? Because, you probably know, I have a list that I can have like 3 or 4 years of development, but I need to decide what I do tomorrow morning, right? So we were able to create small products that are low effort in engineering, but with those products, we were able to understand the value and to validate it with some design partners. And we got amazing feedback from them. And based on it, we designed a real product. Mm-hmm. So there was a period that we said, anything that we are going to do today will go to the trash, but it's okay for us because we will learn from it and we will design a better real product afterward.
Interesting. And what did actually, I don't know, in your team, as you said, your co-founder of the company, he is from the sales part and you are really into the product part. What did, I don't know, perfect match of the team?
The company has 2 founders. One is the CEO, Eldad, and one is the CTO, is Bar. Now, Eldad is very on the side of, go-to-market, sales and marketing, relationship with investors. Really, he's a shark in the social world and in the go-to-market world. Bar is the shark of the technology. And I think that what they understood is that they have a missing link that actually connects the 2 skills of them. So on one side, Eldad is go-to-market. On the other side, Bar is bringing the technology. But how can we make good technology that will fit the market that we are going to? And this is where they understood that they need a product manager that will lead those efforts and will bring great products with the technology that Bar can lead to Eldad that can sell it and to bring it to the world. And I think from the first time that we were talking, like the first Zoom that we had in the process of recruiting, we felt that the 3 of us has chemistry and we can work together very, very effectively and to have fun. I think this is what drove us both to take the decision to work together.
Nice story. So from the name of the company, we can understand that you are using AI technologies in your product. So actually, AI is on hearing nowadays, and you are experienced in the business side and also in the technology side. Do you believe that not using AI nowadays in business is a big mistake?
Yeah, so I will tell you what is a big mistake. A big mistake is not to deliver value to the client. Now, I think that, we are in Israel, the startup nation. Sometimes, not all the times. I mean, today people understand it better. Sometimes we are chasing technology instead of chasing value. Now, technology is a tool. AI is a possible tool. It's one of many things that you can do in order to put you in the path to deliver massive value. The goal is not technology. The goal is to deliver value. So I can see, there are situations that companies are saying, okay, we are doing top-notch technology, state-of-the-art technology. Okay, but who cares? Do you deliver value to the client? Do you solve the true pain to your user? So if you're doing something magnificent and it's doing many magic around the scenes with AI, if the client doesn't, it's not a pain of the client, who really cares? But having said all that, the progress that we see today, it's basically is a revolution. Generative AI is fantastic, not because of the fact that it's AI. The fact is that it solves real pains for the user. So I can say, as a user, I can use ChatGPT, or I can use other generative AI tools. And today there are many tools that can help product managers. I can also send you some links. You can put it with the podcast. Eventually, it solves a real pain for me. It takes a lot of time to me to write user story. It takes a lot of time to me to do market research. It takes a lot of time to me to even create a ticket in Jira. So everything with generative AI can solve those things. So of course, if it solves a real pain, of course, it's worthwhile. Now, in Winn.ai, we can do with the Gen AI great things for our users, because while they are in the meeting, they want to be focused on their client. So today, their pain that they need to write everything down, either on pen and paper or Google Doc or directly to their CRM, which first, they either do not do it and then they forget things and then they do not able to process with the deal better later stages, or they do it well and then they are not focused on the client. So using technology that actually analyzes the transcript in real time and do the work for them, it's solving a real pain. They're saying to us, it's a real pain for us. And then to update their CRM with this information is a real pain for them. So we want to reduce. So if we use AI to the true pain, then of course, it's amazing. It's something that you should always consider. But I can also say that in one bit, many years, we were working on algorithms that were not AI based, and they deliver true value to our clients. And today, even some of the algorithms are still valid, and they're still solving the problem. So it's all a matter of delivering value. Now, the more that we are progressing in the AI, and the more the AI becomes smarter and smarter, probably it should be part of your product, because it can solve pains in a good way. But you always have to think in the way that what I'm trying to solve, because if you will not be able to know what you're trying to solve, then you will solve the wrong things and you will use the AI in a wrong way.
I like that you showed our audience that the main idea is only to deliver the real value to the customer, because there is a lot of articles, just posts on social media about AI, about ChatGPT, and people are just passionate sometimes, really passionate, and they have real fear that their work, their positions can be changed by ChatGPT or AI. So actually, continuing this topic, do you believe that one day robots will be able to perform product managers' work?
Yeah, it's a great question, because really it's something that everyone is asking nowadays. Like in every product group, once ChatGPT was out there, people were sending their user stories generated by ChatGPT. So everything was like, oh my God, they're going to replace us. And then, one of the things that people are saying nowadays after they saw it, they say, you might not be replaced by the machine, but you will be replaced with someone that uses the machine. So we need to leverage those tools, and we need to leverage this technology in order to become better for ourselves. Those tools is helping us to be better. And how is that? So let's imagine, I think that the robots or the AI can replace repetitive tasks. I need to write specs. I need to get market data. I need to do analysis of the product usage. I need to see based on the events that I have in the system and based on the conversion rate and the user cohorts, where are the pitfalls, where are the conversion, where are the drops that I have, all of those can be done by AI probably. And it will be faster, it will be more accurate, and it will need less brain power. But then I think where the PM work will stay, and I think this is something that is, I don't know if it will be ever going to be replaced by a machine, but the essence and eventually what a PM should do anyway is to find out opportunities, is to understand where the product can bring value and also to be better than the alternatives. This is where the opportunity comes in mind. So it's not only to say there is a problem here, it's also to say there is not a good alternative. So in this gap, you have the opportunity. I think that identifying opportunities and identifying product vision is something that the AI will not be able to do, but it will help us to reduce many of our day-to-day tasks that are repetitive and can be done by a machine, and to bring us the opportunity to look for other opportunities for our products.
Okay, so to sum up all of this topic about AI, let's talk about your plans in Winn.ai. What are your actually plans in Winn.ai for the future? What are you going to do to launch?
So right now, we have a very critical year. By the end of this year, we have to reach a significant amount of revenue in order to get to our next round of funding, which is the A round. So to do that, what we have is a year that we're gonna do a few activities. One, we're gonna launch a self-service very soon. We're gonna and on this self-service we can only launch because we have a product that has shown that we can do to bring value to the people within the sales meeting. So we can do data capturing automatically within the sales meeting for the salespeople. We can connect to the CRM and to update the CRM with just a few clicks. So we can save time for those salespeople. We can create customized sales playbooks. We can help people to have their own sales methodology with them, to not forget anything throughout the Zoom meeting, and eventually to be focused on what they really want to do and they are good at, to sell. So basically, if we will be able to bring them to the situation that they can sell more and do anything else less, this is our mission. And with this mission, we hope to get to more users, more clients, and eventually more paying clients, so we can have our significant A round next year.
Great. I see the passion in your eyes, so I believe it works. It will work. And so actually our interview has come to the end. Thank you for making the time to join Bright Founders Talk today. And we've covered a lot of exciting topics, and it was a pleasure to hear your story, your thoughts and ideas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alexandra. It was a pleasure to meet you.